Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I am working on my, I don't even know what I want to call it, journal, my Christmas organizer. I make these every year, so I figured I would sit and do this today to get this ready because I live by these things. This is what I jot down everything I need to remember, like what people's favorite colors are, or you know, you could do Christmas card exchange lists or whatever you want to do in these. But I make these every year. This one I made, I think this was my first one. This was in 2019. And this was just a Christmas card I found at the grocery store that I thought was so cute. And I just turn it into this little thing. I don't want to show you all my little notes in here, but you put all your little notes and you can keep your little tags and things in or whatever you want to journal on. Just all kinds of stuff. I have this space over here where I just have some extra tags if I need them for whatever. And actually this is just spare paper I had left over from making this little journal. So I use this one. I use some stamps in there. So today we're just going to make the journal, and I think I'll come back in a second video on how we decorate the whole inside of it and stuff because it's going to take a while here and I don't want it to be too long. But this is the one, this was 2020s that I made. And you can make these out of anything. Like I said, this one was a Christmas card. My voice is terrible. I can tell fall's coming. That was a Christmas card. This one I believe was a cereal box I used for the cover, and then just used some paper to cover over it. And I never seem to use all my pages in here, but as far as keeping my list of gifts and things like that, I mean, these are just wonderful to do. And again, these were just some big stickers I got from Dollar Tree. So that was 2020, and this was 2021. And again, it just has all my goodies in here and all my lists of everything that I was getting for people and what their colors are, and, you know, things I needed to remember. You could stick like recipes in here. It's just a great little thing to look back on year after year. And, you know, they don't take up a lot of room, so I've just been stashing these in my drawer here every year, and then you can just kind of look back on them. And it's great to have like a little family photo in there from that year, or whatever you want to put in here. So let me shove that back in my drawer here. So I'm going to be using this paper pad. This is called North Pole Gazette. I got this years ago at Michael's, but any kind of paper pad you want to use is great. I mean, you don't have to use a paper pad. You can just use regular paper, but I've used this one like crazy. I have so much stuff cut out from this one. But that's why I love these, because they have all these little different sayings in here and all the different papers. And this one has like a countdown to Christmas. There's just all kinds of stuff in these little paper pads. I'm trying to find enough. I think I have most of the good stuff cut out. I don't know if I have any more whole pages of things. Just trying to see, but I really like this one. I have a bunch of other ones with snowmen, but I did the snowmen last year, so I figured this year we'll just do something different. So now for this year, what I'm going to use, I just took a piece, and it doesn't matter what size it is. You can make this any size you want. You can make it bigger, smaller. That's the fun of these. This is just a piece of poster board. Actually, it was out of one of these little packs that I got at Dollar Tree. You get 4 sheets in here, and these are 11 by 14s. And I just cut this out. I forget, what size did I make this? I made this 11 by 7.5. But like I said, it doesn't matter any size you want to, because it's kind of like a junk journal, and it's called that because you can use any pieces of junk to make this thing. Like I said, if you have like a cereal box, I just save those and then I cut out the front part, and they seem to be like a really perfect size to make a little journal out of. So I've used those before too. So the first thing I want to do on this one is put my cover on here. Now I picked out this paper. Now I left it much longer than it is because when you do the front part, and if you want the paper to wrap all the way around, you don't want to cut it to the exact size. You know, if you hold it out flat, I made that mistake the first year I was making it. I just laid it out flat and I cut it to fit and glued it on, but then when I went to fold it, of course, there wasn't any paper allotted for the bend, and it just all popped up really ugly. So what I'm going to do is just glue on this first front piece. I don't know if this is going to be in my way here. paper cutter is a wonderful thing if you have that. It just makes it so much quicker to cut all this out. But if not, you know, you can just cut them out with scissors. It really doesn't make any difference. I just need a piece of paper. Let me take a piece off of this legal pad. I don't want to get glue all over my desk. I'm just going to use some of this Jot glue from Dollar Tree. They have this out with all the school supplies and stuff now, and I like this because it's a nice clear glue, and I've used this before to make these. But I'm just going to put this paper under here just so I don't get glue all over my desk already. I'm going to get myself one of these stiffer brushes here. Doesn't matter, you could use a sponge brush, whatever, because I like to just kind of squirt this glue on here and spread it out. And I just want to make sure I get it all around the edges really, really good. And you can use whatever glue. It really doesn't make any difference. You could use a glue stick if you wanted to. I just find it easier to spread this out good, you know, with a brush and get nice coverage with it. And I did put way too much on here, so we're going to wipe some of that off right off the bat here. It came out a lot faster than I thought it was going to. But anyway, let me get this wiped off. Alright. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have to move that paper pad. So anyhow, I'm just going to lay this down on here and get it lined up nice with my poster board. I already cut this one out to the right size. And then this way, when you go to put it on the other side, I'll make sure I didn't get a lot of glue on the inside. That came out just way too fast. And I did. I got glue everywhere. Alright, we're going to have to be more careful on this next side. Okay. Now for this side, I don't really put any glue on this center piece here because it can be a pain. And then whatever's left over after I fold it, we'll cut that off later, if that makes any sense. I hope it does, and I hope I'm actually in. Yeah, I am. Alright, so this time we're going to go a little bit easier on this glue. That's better. Just smear around, like I said, just make sure the edges, you get a lot right on your edges because you don't want those to pop up. And I'm not going to go quite to the center. Yeah, this glue's a lot thinner than I thought it was going to be. I don't know. I was using that 3-in-1 glue earlier for something else, and that came out much, much thicker. Alright, so now we are just going to put that down on there like so, and I'm just going to leave this whole thing the way it is. We're going to fold it real quick to make sure it sets so it's not going to pop up when it's dry. So you want to do this folded to make sure it's on there nice. And that will be our nice cover for our book. And once this dries, I'll just cut this piece off. But once you get that on there, you want to fold it in half. That way you know, oops, I don't think I went quite even on there, but that's alright. Close enough. Alright, so that will be that part. Now for my inside panels, I don't usually do this at the same time, but we're going to do that today just to save some time here. I don't want anything in the center here because we're going to poke holes in here after we get our cover on to put our string in and make our binding for this little book we're making. And I'm just going to use some of this baker's twine. You can get this at Dollar Tree. They have all different colors. Sometimes they have these nice big ones. Sometimes you can get these like in a 3-pack of the smaller ones. But this stuff is great. I think on this one I just want to use the plain red just because of the paper that I'm using on this one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the inside here. I think I got this one. Yeah, this one I left so there's a little bit of a white border around it. So this one you don't have to be as perfect as the outside because this is just going to be on the inside of your book. And you can put it all the way up to the edge if you want to. I didn't make mine up to the edge because I kind of like to see that little white border around on the inside. But if you're using like a cereal box or something, you might want to cover up the whole inside. Alright, so let's get our little deer on here. Alright, so that's like our back cover there. Like so. And then we're going to put this other one here, and please let me remember to put this on upside down. Alright. You know what, let me move this out of the way because it's really taking up too much room while I'm trying to do this. But I am going to bring this back because that is what I put on top of it until it dries really good. Alright, so put some more glue on this one. You just want to smooth your glue out so it doesn't have any lumps or bumps. Alright, upside down we want to go. That looks good right there. There we go. Make sure this is still staying where I want it. Alright, so there is our inside and the outside of our little book so far. And then we're going to decorate this up real pretty. And the same on the back. I did miss a little bit here. That's alright. Yeah, I'm up a little bit high with my paper. That's okay. I really don't mind. But yeah, that's how you make the cover of this. So I am going to actually bring my thing back. I'm going to open that up. And I'm just going to set this on top of it for a little bit. And let that glue grab. Alright, so now for our inside, you can pick whatever papers you want to use. I'm going to use some of this. I made this paper a long time ago. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, and I still haven't used it. But I did this with just regular piece of, like, you would use like for printer paper, and I just soaked a couple of tea bags in some water and squeezed them out, and I just tapped them on here, and I thought that gave it such a really cool look. And you know, each piece will end up being a little bit different. Here's another one that I did. This one I kind of rubbed around a little bit more. Yeah, on this side you can see where it was rubbed around, but I just love this. It makes it look like a great old aged piece of paper or something. So I figured I'm going to use one of those in this one because, you know, I made these. I love these. So anyway, I'm going to use one of these pages. And then I figured in between, I like to put like one piece of like colored cardstock. I mean, we're going to decorate these all up too. But these pages here, I like to use like if you want to put in a family photo or something. Those are great for that. And they don't have to be the same size. And then I took 5 sheets of that legal pad paper. These come in 2 packs at Dollar Tree. I took 5 sheets and I just cut it down so it's going to fit inside here, and give that a fold, and then we're just going to set that right down in the center like that. And then this one here, this piece here, I cut with like an inch overlay on this one, or overhang, whatever you want to call it. I just folded it, left this an inch longer because this is going to turn into a little envelope in the center where you could keep little receipts or whatever you want to keep in it. It's just a cool idea, and it also hides your string, so you won't see the string on the inside of this book at all, because it's going to be on the inside of this little envelope. And I think that's all I'm going to put in this one, because I did find that I didn't use a lot of my other pages. So we are going to cut back on a few of pages. But you want to make sure that this is going to fit inside your book. So whatever size you're using, let me grab this little guy out of here again. Whatever size you're using, you want to, you know, get your papers together, put them in there, and make sure when you close it that none of them stick out. Otherwise, it's just not going to look nice. So you may have to recut some, which is what I usually have to do to get these to fit right. Alright, so let me see if I can cut this off nice and straight here. I'm just going to use a pair of scissors because it's kind of wet yet. But we're going to try to keep going here. So we're just going to try. So if it was good and dry, I'd throw it right on my paper cutter and just slice that right off of there. But I'm not too shabby. Alright, that came off pretty good. Make sure my pages are sticking good. Alright, now on your binding here, you're going to have to make 3 little holes on your center crease Oh, where's my little poking thing? Just going to need something sharp. I have this little poker here that someone had gave me a long time ago. It has like little tweezers and like a little awl on the other end. But anything, even if you have like a big needle, I could actually probably use this needle too. But we're going to use this. So I'm going to, actually let me mark this evenly. So what did I say this was? So let's see, where is my... Oh, I can use this little marker here. And I'm not going to see that on here. Let me give me a pen. Let's see. 7 1/4, 3 1/8. Am I measuring that right? This actually looks like the center of this paper. Well, we're going to go right here, because I don't want to make this look uneven either. That is a little off. And I'm talking to myself here, guys. Sorry. Let me measure that now. That was 4 inches. And that's 3 1/4. So really that's going to have to go over a little bit. Like right about here. And hopefully no one will notice my little mark. Alright, and then I'm going to just go like 3 inches over. Maybe not quite. Maybe we'll just do 2.5. 2.5 inches here. And then from that line we'll do 2.5 inches down here. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I just wanted to give you guys kind of an idea. So I just went from the center and then 2.5 inches out. And I'm going to poke this from the outside in. So whatever pokes there, just so you get enough hole to get your threads through, or your baker's twine. I don't want a giant hole, but... Alright. Let's go. There we go. So now we have our 3 little holes here. And then what I like to do is get all this paper together and get it all nice and even how you want it. And you could put paper clips on these or whatever. But I'm mainly going to mark it on this page right here. So we're going to get this book together. Let's see, I want this to go this way. Get this book together nice. Get your pages in there where you want them, and then I'm going to flip this over and just mark through these holes so I know where to make my holes on these other ones. There we go. Hopefully that was good. Yep, there we go. Whoops, I can barely see that one, but there it is. Alright. So now you want to get all your papers nice and even. Like I said, it is really a lot easier if you clip these together, but I'm just going to try to do this holding it. Alright, so we're going to poke a hole through all these pages. Easy for me to say. There we go. There. And then one here. It takes a little oomph. And then make sure I got that in the crease there. Yep. And then we're just going to poke another hole all the way through all our papers. Right there. Okay, there we go. We got all our holes in there, and hopefully I can get these back together. Alright, I moved it. Anywho, it really isn't this difficult. So you're going to take your string. This is how we're going to put this whole thing together. You're going to take your string, you're going to make it really long. I always make it way, way too long. But we're going to go down through the center, and actually I can get all these together here before I go through this. We're going to go down from the inside center part. Do I have my yes, I got my holes lined up. Yay. Alright, there's my other one. Got to go through there. Alright, now we got our lines together. And then you're going to take your, oops, get it the right way here. Make sure I got everything the way I want it. Nope, I have it upside down. Alright. So then you're going to take all of your papers here that you poked holes in, and then you're going to go down through the center one of your book cover. Just pull these little guys in here. And then I like to leave a lot left over just to make sure I'm going to have enough to tie. Alright, so then we went through the inside, came out back here, then you're going to go up to the top part, get it through there, and then I got all my holes moved, so I'm going to have to pull these apart a little bit. There we go. So you're going to go from the center to the top, pull that through, and then you're going to go all the way down to the bottom. Man, I made a mess with my papers. Definitely paper clip them together. It'll make your life so much easier. I'm going to have to get through all these little holes. There you go. And then you're going to go down through your bottom hole here. Get over there. There we go. So that goes all the way down across, and then you're going to go back through this center one where you started. And you want to get that to come out on the whoops, that's not going through my holes. You want to get that to go back through the opposite side of, there we go. Did I get them all? Yep. Of your string here. So you have one end on either side. And then that's what your outside should look like. Let me grab the other end here, pull that tight. And then, like I said, make sure each one of these is on the opposite side of that string. And then you're just going to give it a good tug, not too hard, you don't want to rip your paper. And then we're just going to tie a nice knot in here. Alrighty. It is really easy. I made that look a lot harder than it should have been. But anyway, there is your book, and there is your binding on the outside there. And then in here, what we're going to do now, where we have all our string, is we're going to take this, and I actually might use some hot glue on this one, just so I make sure it holds real quick here. I don't know. Let's see if I can do this quick. We're just going to go down. Let me bring this over here and put this on top. You don't want to get any glue on your little flap here, but we're just going to go down these sides here. Come on, hot glue, let's go. And down this side here. And then just fold this up, and that will make your little center envelope here that you can keep all your little receipts and whatnot into. And you can use regular glue too, but I didn't, you know, it takes a while. You have to let it sit. So that's why I wanted to use the hot glue. I may add a little more of the regular glue in here later. It's kind of hard to do with hot glue. Just want to make sure I get this top piece down. But yeah, like I said, you really, really, really don't want to use hot glue on these. But just to save a little drying time, that's all we're going to do on that one. Alright, and that is our little envelope. And we're going to decorate this up too. We'll make a nice little trim on here in the next video. We'll decorate some of our pages, and then these are going to be whatever you want them to be. We can put some little pockets on here to tuck things into. Yeah, we're going to decorate this whole thing up on the inside. But we're just going to finish up this outside piece is what I want to get done here today. So for our front, make sure I get everything the right way. For our front piece, I actually cut out, where are you? Here they are. This is all from the same paper pad, all these little pieces. I cut this out from it, and then I just took a piece of white cardstock and I made that just like, not even quite 1/8 of an inch bigger. And I'm just going to probably, let's see, where is it? Use my Elmer's glue stick on this because I love this stuff. This is the Craft Bound Extra Strength Elmer's. I love this glue sticks. Or you could use double-sided tape, whatever you want to use. So we're just going to go around the edges here of that and get this lined up here. And wait. That's better. Not perfect, but better. Alright, and then I also decided I wanted to use a piece of the red because I thought that would look good with the red in here. And again, I just cut that like a little bit, you know, like, I don't even think it's 1/8 of an inch, maybe, but I just like to, whoops, there goes my scissors. I just like to have these like framed, or whatever you want to call them, layered, framed, whatnot. Alright, so then we're just going to glue this one out of my way onto our red paper. That looks pretty good. Whoops. Put my lid back on there because I'm terrible remembering to do that. Alright, I think I'm just going to use some of this glue to put this whole thing on here. So again, we're going to take some of this craft glue and just put some of that on here to give it a good hold. I just like to spread it out on the edges with the brush because then you don't really have to worry about anything oozing out. And then smooth out the inside. And there you go. Alright, now, I already got some on the outside. Let's close this up here. And try to get this nice and even. I think that looks pretty good right there. Alright. I did get a little glue. Oh good, it came off. But that is going to be my front cover for this year. Now on the back is where we're going to add our piece of ribbon, or whatever you want to use to make a little closure here. And that's going to be hidden with this little piece that I cut out of this paper pad, and I made a little backing for this too, and this is where I'm going to write the year and stuff in here and just put this on the back. But first you want to get your ribbon on here. So we are going to take our piece of ribbon. Now this is way longer than you need, but this is just whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter what color. You could make it bigger, smaller, and I like to take a lighter and just go across the ends of it to stop it from fraying. And then we are going to just glue this baby. Let me measure this again. That's about 3 1/4. Oh, well, that was pretty good. Alright, so actually I'm going to bring it way in here and just glue this down with some hot glue. I don't want that on there. Oops, there we go. So we're just gluing on the back our piece of ribbon, and I think I moved it, but whatever. There we go. And then we're going to take this piece here, get these lumps of glue out. This is why I really don't like using too much hot glue on these, because it makes it very lumpy. But I do find that it holds these on here a little bit better. I will add just a little bit of this craft glue under here and let that sit for a while too. Alright, so now we're going to take this piece here, and I'm back with my glue stick. And I'm just going to put some glue around this one. Oops. And then add it to my white background. That's the other thing, I get these glue webs all over the place, and then it doesn't look very nice. Alright, that looks good. And then we are going to take this and just glue that on the back here. I'm actually just going to use some of this glue and my brush. Actually, I'm going to pick this one up because I don't want to get it all over my table. Alright, and now this is going to go right here. Try to get that pretty centered and even. Maybe down a little. I think that's good right there. And that kind of hides where you Ugh, that glue's never going to dry. It'll dry. And that hides where you glued this on in the back. Alright, now let's see if I can mess around with this glue being wet. So now to go over to the front, you want to leave yourself a little room because we're going to, be adding things in here. You don't want to just, or you could do this last if you wanted to. You don't want to pull this tight when it's closed. You kind of want to give it some room here. So I'm going to cut that off right about there. And then for this piece, that wasn't very even, was it? Close. No cigar. That's better. Alright, and again, I'm going to take my lighter and just go across the edge of this to make sure it just melts it, and it, it won't fray anymore. Alright, now for this piece, this is easy peasy. You just get some of these little Velcro dots. They have the, what is the mess? Crafter's Square. You get 20 sets of them in here. I'm just going to take one of the, rough side and just kind of glue that down right where your thing is going to be. And then on this one, you're going to put the other side of the Velcro right in there. And that is how we keep these little guys closed. Just like so. But I'm also going to take one of these snowflakes. I use one of them every year too. These I order on AliExpress. So if you want to get anything like these little, you get like 100 of them for like a couple bucks. They're really cheap. But if you do order from there, you guys know it takes like 3 weeks to a month to get this stuff. So you want to order these now. But I really love these little snowflakes. They're just called flat back embellishments if you're looking them up on AliExpress. Just look up flat back snowflakes and they should pop up. So, me and this glue. What's going on here today? Alright, so that will be there. And then I like to take one of these little gem stickers from Dollar Tree. I like to put that right in the center of this little thing. And I'm going to put a little hot glue on here because they don't usually stick too well on plastic. So just a little dot of hot glue there. And then put your little sticker on. There we go. And that is our closure for our book. Stuff. I'm going to have to flatten this out here when we get done and let it sit for a while till this glue all dries. But I just wanted to at least get this cover finished today because, like I said, this takes a while. And, I just want to get it to dry, and then I'll come back in part 2 of this video and we will decorate up the inside of this. And I want to see what these look like. I have these stickers from Dollar Tree and I was thinking these little corners might look cute on here. Let's find out. I have a bunch of these that I picked up. These are the Crafter's Square, where they have all the stickers at Dollar Tree. And they have these really... This glue web is haunting me. There we go. And I'm not sure, but I really kind of think they would look kind of cool on here. So we're going to put these on the corners and see. Why not? Anyway, I think that looks pretty cool. I don't know what my camera just did. It kind of shut off. I'm hoping I didn't lose anything. Alright. So I put that one on here, and then I'm going to take another one of these stickers on this corner. We'll just put them on all 4 corners. And I think that looks really cool, actually. I like it. Yeah, I always wanted to use these stickers on something. I just didn't know what. Well, here you go. I'll put another one up here on this corner. Go, and then one over here. And they have all these other cute little things on here too. Don't know what I want to use these for either. These look like nice little hinges or something you could use maybe on a bigger book if you made one. But there, I think that's good. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool actually. I like it. So there we have the beginnings of our journal organizer, whatever you want to call this, junk journal. It's a little bit of everything, this book. So I think that's really cute. And back here I'm just going to put down the date so I always know every year, and I'm going to leave room if I want to write something else in there. There we go. We have 2022. And then I will have 4 of these to put away. Oh no, where did my one thing go? It fell off. I may have to hot glue these on here. Here it is. Yeah, these may need to be hot glued on. Darn it. Ugh. Alright, well, I'm going to add a little hot glue because I don't want these to fall off because I really like them. And get back up there. Alright, hopefully that'll hold it a little bit better. I don't know if the rest of them are going to... Nope, they don't really want to stick good at all. Okay, well, I guess I'm hot gluing them all on here so I don't lose them. Go. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and finish the other 2. I'm just going to hot glue them on there too. But this is the start of our fun little organizer. Oh, I just had a bird out there that just banged into the window. But there we go. Alright, and there's our centerpiece. That's all drying up nice here. We have a little pocket for receipts and whatever we want here. And now we're going to come back in the next video and we will get this baby decorated. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this project. See, my other one fell off already. Gonna have to definitely hot glue them on. Anyway, I will see you guys all next time. Have a great day, everyone.